Lake County Schools has implemented the use of restorative practices to strengthen relationships in our schools. While restorative practices can be used to restore harmony when a student has committed certain behavioral infractions, the ultimate goal is to create a caring culture among all stakeholders, students with students, students with adults, and adults with one another.
Restorative practices are practices that are utilized to help repair harm. There are also practices that strengthen relationships when harm is done or when we're trying to establish trust and build relationships with others. We're using restorative practices to create a common language. We're also providing support for our schools in professional learning opportunities to deepen knowledge and to embed it in our existing instructional practices.
My goals when we meet in the check-in circle for them to get in touch with how their day is going and get their mind ready for the day. I've seen the motivation pick up with each kid. I've seen them ready to work and see their drive.
A culture that urges students to work hard in school and to do well academically is important. But it's equally important that students are in a trusting learning environment absent of harsh public reprimands, sarcasm, favoritism, and humiliation, even when students misbehave and break the rules. That's the thinking behind Youth Court at Tavares Middle School.
But what you are doing is considered bullying, and that can lead to a lot of things like suicide and a lot of things, because they could take that very personally. So you realize what you could do could have took someone's life if they would have took it very hardly, or they wouldn't have had understanding parents that helped them through it.
A notable feature of restorative practice is the effort devoted to repairing relationships when a wrong has been committed. The entire community is involved, since damage to an individual is seen as harmful to the entire group. Rather than facing banishment, the offender has a path forward to make amends, to re-establish trustworthiness with the victim and the community.
Well, developing Youth Court, it really came down to, when I started in the school, what kind of programs could I assist with as a deputy to put together and involve the kids. I went to the APs that are at the school and said, what do you think? And they were all for it, and they kind of let me do my thing.
Check-in circles, youth court, class circles, class meetings, conversations to rescue trust. These are the many forms restorative practice can take. Already, many of our schools are changing culture in a positive way using these strategies. And it's not just students. Teachers are using restorative practice in their community circle to talk about how they will support students academically this semester.
The goal of today's Restorative Circle is to help build community amongst our faculty member through equity of voice. We believe that all of our voices deserve to be heard. However, we must create a structure to provide equity amongst all of our faculty members. It's really helped build community at Leesburg High School and helped build trust amongst administrators and the teachers, because it's very powerful when an administrator comes in and apologizes to his staff for something that he or she may have done. For example, earlier this year, we had an assembly that was a little more impromptu than some of our faculty members would have liked. At the next Jacket University, we started off with an apology and just said, hey, we apologize, we know that this kind of happened short notice. We gave the background reason and they understood. But again, it was very powerful just having the principal willing to admit his mistake in front of the entire faculty.
We look forward to having many more schools come on board and incorporate restorative practices for their students and staff. When we build community and repair relationships when harm has occurred, we believe we will see a decrease in the need for suspensions and expulsions and an increase in student achievement. A caring learning environment is a thriving learning environment.